You sound kind of like Kermit the Frog.
I did sound like
Kermit
a Muppet.
the Frog.
Kermit the Frog?
Wait, that's him thinking.
That's his name.
Yeah, okay. What?
Did you think you got Kermit's name wrong?
No, for a second, I was like, just based on your reaction of your face, I thought I had said the wrong person.
Oh, no, sorry.
Wrong person, wrong Muppet.
The wrong fuzzy
thing.
I just was stuck on the fact that that's how it came out of my
Yeah, that's okay.
1, 2, 3. Oh, my God. Okay. Fantastic.
Fabulous.
Another day, another sports gossip show.
Oh my God. So much drama. As always.
Such a treat.
Such a treat.
I really should have thought of something more clever to say to start this off.
You know, I was actually kind of surprised you didn't do something different like you have the past couple weeks.
Right, but I have to keep you on your toes.
You do.
I just mean I didn't have like a little, here's a little anecdote I could say.
Oh, what happened? I can give an anecdote.
Okay.
I went to my friend's wedding this past weekend.
Oh, yes.
In Kiowa Island. Shout out to Danny.
Congrats
got married.
to Danny.
Congratulations. It was a beautiful wedding. What did you do this weekend?
That's so wonderful. What did I do this weekend? Went out to dinner.
Ooh, where'd you go?
That was exciting. Place de Fête.
Ooh, I want to try that place.
In Clinton Hill.
Very nice.
It's very, very good.
Was
Fort
good?
Greene. I don't know what technically that would be.
Whatever.
Yeah, it was great. My cousin was here, who's a big fan of the Sports Gossip Show.
Fabulous.
Shout out, Kiri.
Shout out.
And we just had a great time.
Lovely. That sounds like a lovely weekend.
It was. I'm trying to think of what else I did. Oh, we went for 2 very long walks. 2 very long walks. Walked around Prospect Park. Walked up to Brooklyn Heights. Oh,
you did some hot girl walks. Hot girl walks.
Yeah, hot couple walks.
I guess it worked. Sure.
My husband came with me. No, this was okay. This is a story.
What?
We were walking along the promenade, which is, for people who don't know, it's along the river, the East River, sort of raised up. You walk along there. Blah blah blah. Brooklyn Heights. The houses there cost like $50 million for one. And we're walking and we're like, oh my God, there's a man down on one knee and his girlfriend is going like, we're like, oh my God, it's a proposal. And there were 3 of their friends standing just like watching and then a photographer. And so because we're shameless, Tyler and I just walked up and sat down on a bench right near them.
Of course.
And watched this whole thing happen.
Oh my God.
And heard how he was like, I've been texting your mom, but they were in their own little world, like obviously because he had just proposed and the photographer's taking pictures. But then the 3 friends, there was 2 guys and 1 girl, and they were just like standing there watching them. And I was like, I would not want to be either the couple being watched or the people watching.
No one wants to be observed like that.
I was like, but they seem to really like it. I don't know. It was a very bizarre.
Wow.
I was very intrigued.
Wow. Well, I guess congratulations to them.
So if you were a man wearing slightly tight jeans and a leather jacket and you were a woman in white pants, congrats.
Congrats.
You seemed very happy.
Wow. I don't know if I've ever witnessed a public proposal. Of strangers.
I don't think I had.
Maybe during a sporting event.
Have you ever been there when someone's
I think I've seen that during a baseball game.
No way.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Why am I now second guessing my thoughts, or did
Roll
I see this
it.
on TV? No, I think I was there.
My favorite sports proposal. We should do just a whole episode on proposals at sporting events.
Oh, that'd be so
I used to have
good.
very strong feelings about it, and now I'm like, whatever.
Who cares? If you like it, you like it.
The best one I ever saw was someone proposed to his girlfriend at a Dolphins preseason game.
Oh,
that's when the Dolphins were terrible. And I was like, oh, no notes.
No notes. That is so specific.
Really good.
Maybe they're just diehard Dolphins fans and they love preseason games.
Yeah, or maybe he couldn't get tickets to anything else, but he was like, she's going to kill me if I don't propose.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I just, being observed by 3 friends, the thought makes my skin crawl, let alone a stadium on a jumbotron.
Oh, yeah, no.
But
no.
If that's what you want, I want it for you.
Do you?
Speaking of engagements, actually.
Speaking of engagements, let's get right into it.
This is a great segue.
Yes. Kyle Kuzma, player for the Milwaukee Bucks, is engaged to model Winnie Harlow.
So I'm thrilled for them.
I'm thrilled for them. They got engaged in Turks and Caicos. And it looked like a very over-the-top proposal. but
Yeah.
not surprising for
Well,
an athlete.
as the foremost expert on athlete proposals, Madeline,
Yes.
I thought of you because I looked at these pictures in Vogue, which if your proposal is already in Vogue, that wedding is locked.
It's locked into Vogue.
It's locked into it. And I think that there's some people, like celebrities and just rich people or people who've put a lot into their wedding, who being on, for those who don't know, being on Vogue.com for your wedding is like a thing.
It's a thing. It is the cream of the crop. It's like if your business was featured in the New York Times or Wall Street Journal, or you're on Forbes 30 under 30. Well, that's a little controversial now, but you know.
Is it? What happened?
There are a lot of people who are on Forbes 30 under 30 who have crimes.
Really?
Yes, who have crimes. Who have crimes. Who have been convicted
Got a
of
few
crimes.
crimes under their belt?
Famously, Elizabeth Holmes,
Oh.
former Theranos. There was a girl recently who I think she fibbed some numbers for, I don't remember what her startup was, and JP Morgan, who was one of their investors, I think, figured it out or something like that, allegedly. But
Look,
yep, so
Some people might say if you're not cheating, you're not trying, but
that's Charlotte's motivational speech for you today. Anyway, so it's the cream of the crop. Vogue of weddings is the equivalent of being featured, I guess, in the New York Times or something like that.
And you know what was interesting about this?
What?
I didn't know this, first of all, until I read your newsletter, wonderful
Yes.
newsletter about the Yankees being able to grow beards, which, don't worry, we will get to.
We'll be talking about
but
it.
I had been thinking the day before, who is Winnie Harlow dating? Because I don't know. I'd seen a picture of her. She's a supermodel.
Yeah.
And she's beautiful. And I was like, I feel like I'm like, she has to be dating someone famous.
Yeah.
And then it turns out Kyle Kuzma proposes.
Yes.
But I thought of you because the flower arrangement was the densest one we've ever seen.
It was the most compressed flowers. If you didn't read my newsletter, I wrote all about how all athlete weddings look the same, and you have the same floral aesthetic, which is typically white flowers highly compressed into arch-esque shapes with greenery plugged into it. But they're always super compressed. It's too many flowers in a small amount of space.
Yeah, no breathing room, nothing wild sprouting out here and there.
No breathing room. It was his proposal. I think it had their K plus W spelled out in flowers, and then it's like this border along the bottom, and then in the middle is a giant bouquet of those. I think they're those Venus forever flowers in a giant circular bouquet, and they're just so compact in there. They're just tight in there.
The roses are just squeezed.
I love her so much. I need to just push it in there. So many flowers. It's so many flowers. It is. It kind of. I don't know what is. Isn't there some sort of phobia when you don't like things that are like small and too close together?
I have it.
That's what it's like.
I don't know what it's called, but have you?
It's like that.
Have you seen? Have you ever seen a Buddha?
I'm not gonna edit out that.
No. Have you ever seen a Buddha's hand lemon? They're the lemons that look like this. That have like the
yes.
They're like all these little fingers. They make me feel ill. And this grocery store in our neighborhood, Madeline, always has them on display.
Oh, no.
And I walk in and it makes me feel
Ill.
Ill.
You're gonna be sick.
Do you feel ill when you see the flowers?
I don't like them. No, I don't like them. I don't like it. It's too. It's weird. It feels weird. Let flowers breathe.
It's like broccoli. It's like broccoli flowers. You know, like
Little florets.
they're like it's like
It's floret.
Venus at
Florets. Anyways,
He wrote her a poem.
he did.
Yeah, I read it was in the Vogue article. It was like he wrote her a poem, or he read a poem to her that he wrote. Didn't include it. So I was thinking maybe we should guess what the poem said.
Oh, I would love to do that.
This is our improv 101.
Okay. Roses are red.
Violets are blue.
Flowers are sweet.
And so are you. Okay, no.
That wasn't that good. We gotta get compressed flowers in there. These flowers are shoved in there.
These flowers are close together.
Close together.
And we are
You're
too.
That's what it is. Oh, thank God. We really
Good job.
saved that one in the end.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, congratulations to the happy couple. Can't wait to see your wedding in Vogue in 9 to 12 months.
Yeah, really excited.
Really
It's
excited.
going to be great. If we could be so bold as to give a note,
Yes.
think of a wildflower like arrangement.
Yes. Just
Well, I don't-
whimsy.
Yeah, a
Little
little
whimsy.
You know, a little all over the
Little
place.
bougie.
The sports gossip show of flowers.
Exactly.
You know, you got to
Just
let
a little
it breathe.
something.
Yeah.
Let it breathe. The other thing on somewhat of a basketball note, Paige Bueckers was featured in GQ and has an incredible spread. Did you see this?
I sure did because my father-in-law, who is the biggest UConn fan of all time, sent it to me this morning before we recorded. Thank goodness.
Thank God.
Her outfits are absolutely incredible.
They're so good. It's so good.
She's wearing a suit in one that I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I would steal that.
Oh yeah, me too. No, she looked
Like
great.
I would commit a crime to have that suit. She did say something that I thought was very funny and great. Apparently, when Paige Bueckers appeared on Flau'jae Johnson, who is a LSU standout, she's a rapper, she's all around Renaissance woman. Flau'jae asked Paige which one of them had, quote, more Riz. And apparently Paige says, I got the top Riz in the world. And I love a confident basketball player.
I love the confidence. I feel like we've had a weekend of confident quotes from famous people coming on the heels of Timothy Chalamet, who we will be talking about later, actually, during his acceptance speech at the SAG Awards, was basically like, I worked really hard to get here. I want to be one of the greats, like Michael Jordan and Michael Phelps, he said. And I like that these athletes are kind of just owning, just public figures, I guess, in general, are owning, like, yeah, I got all this Riz. I'm great.
Totally.
At me.
Yeah. When, in Timothy's speech, I almost called him Timmy because I feel like
he's Timmy.
He's Timmy.
Yeah.
In Timmy's speech, he was like, I know we're not supposed to talk this way.
Yeah.
Which I was also, it was sort of great to just have someone get up there and not be like, I'm so humbled. Thank you. He was like, no, like this helps me because I'm trying to be the GOAT.
Right.
And Paige says I got top Riz in the world.
Yeah.
And neither of them are lying.
No, they're not lying. They're not lying.
Paige has Riz.
Yeah. So does Timmy.
Timmy has Riz.
Timmy has Riz.
Timmy. Anyway, so Paige looked great. In the
She looked
GQ
great.
Spread.
I love the spread. If you haven't seen it, go check it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
On to the entree. Well, not really, because we have a lot of other stuff to talk about after this. But the Yankees, the New York Yankees, are now allowing their players to grow beards.
Which I didn't even know it was a rule that they had. I'm not deep, again, in Yankee lore, but they have not allowed any facial hair except a mustache since, I think, 1976.
Yes. It was a rule imposed by former owner George Steinbrenner, who is ex-Air Force, I believe, and now his son, Hal Steinbrenner, who runs the team, had kept it going. I was very aware of this because as a Red Sox fan, the dirt dogs of 2004 when they finally won, like where Johnny Damon, who has since gone a little bit off the deep end, but he had very long hair and a beard, and they were all just like scrappy and had tar in their helmets. And then the Yankees are clean shaven. They're allowed to have well-groomed beards now, but they are not allowed to have hair past their collar.
Right, no.
And Garrett Cole, who is a pitcher who went from the Astros to the Yankees, when he signed, it was one of the most dramatic transformations because he had this full beard and long hair and he looked really cool. And all of a sudden, you see what Garrett Cole's face looks like.
Yeah, we hadn't seen it. No, I didn't know about this, but again, I'm not deep in
It's very niche. It's also like the Yankees don't allow names on the back of their jerseys.
Oh, yes.
Which drives me crazy. Get over it. Like, we're one team. Yankee is our name. It's like, well, I don't know who you are then.
Who are you? Tell me your name. Call me by your name. Timmy again.
Speaking of
Timmy. Yeah, and I don't know if you saw the quote from Hal, George's son, about this decision. So they released like a fancy notes app statement with like a graphic design.
There you go.
And in the quote, he says, in recent weeks, I've spoken to a large number of former and current Yankees spanning several eras to elicit their perspectives on our long-standing facial hair and grooming policy, and I appreciate their earnest and varied feedback. These most recent conversations are an extension of ongoing internal dialogue that dates back several years. Ultimately, the final decision rests with me, and after great consideration, we will be amending our expectations to allow players and uniform personnel to have well-groomed beards moving forward. It is the appropriate time to move beyond the familiar comfort of our former policy. So much to unpack there.
Where do you want to start?
Number one, he had a lot of conversations with former and current Yankees to elicit their perspectives. What do you mean? I said this in my newsletter. I'm like, are they having Zoom calls? Is he Zooming with these players? Is he Zooming with Derek Jeter to be like, hey, man, been thinking about some work stuff. Would love some feedback on facial hair. What were these conversations like in the setting? Where did they happen?
I feel like these former and current players were called to Hal's office at Yankee Stadium.
Okay, yeah. That
I think
probably
that
is
this
what
was I don't go to you, you come to me.
Yes.
And I don't even do Zooms.
No Zooms.
And I feel like people had said before that, like, did people not want to sign with the Yankees because they weren't allowed to keep their beards? Which I think that for enough money, you could probably get me to shave my head.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Let
for
alone, I mean, I don't have a beard, but
yeah.
like.
If I had one and I needed to shave it to go play for the Yankees, I probably would.
But I think that there was, it made me think, Madeline, of the dress code at my prep school, which was like shorts had to be longer than where your fingertips came down to when you're standing up, like spaghetti strap, like
The two finger
strap rule.
Classic. Which, by the way, these policies were always for the girls, for the most part. So let's change these rules.
Yeah, there was never.
Yeah, the guy.
I mean, there might have been some,
Sure.
like.
Sorry to interrupt, but I just had to say,
it's true.
These policies.
I mean, I went to an all-girls school, so that was really all they were working with. But there's this like level of, appear as, quote, respectable society wants you to. And like the military aspect of it, it's like,
yeah,
I think it's great that they moved on. However, what is a well-groomed beard?
What is a well-groomed beard? Who is defining it? Did they bring in a committee of barbers in New York City to determine what counts as a well-groomed beard?
It's a great question.
And if someone shows up and Hal says your groom's not
your
beard
enough.
Your beard is not well-groomed enough, based on what facts?
Right.
Are there, I mean, speaking of dress codes, in my sorority, we had like dress codes for certain sorority functions, which that's a whole other
I'm going to need
thing.
We're going to have to offline about that.
Offline about it.
Got really into Bama Rush. Is Georgia Rush
it's insane.
similar?
It's insane.
Wait, you rushed?
Oh, I rushed.
Stop it.
Oh, ask me anything.
What was your sorority called?
It was called Gamma Phi Beta. I dropped out at the end. I was in it for 3 years. I didn't finish.
Oh my God. What was the vibe?
It was, our sorority was not as psycho as some of the other ones, but we fully had a dress code. You would vote on the girls who you wanted to be in the sorority. People would get in arguments about who they wanted to keep and who not. You had
what was your
dress checks for what you wore each day of rush. If you were a member of the sorority, and if they didn't like your outfit, you'd have to change.
No.
Oh yeah, it was the whole thing. It was the whole thing.
What was your favorite dress code?
I don't think it was necessarily my favorite dress code, but they would have presentations and it would be like, these are examples of dresses you can wear and these are things you can't wear.
Stop it.
And always the things you can't wear are like club dresses. Like, well, yeah, who's wearing like a club dress to rush? But I'm like, I guess maybe people had.
Wow.
So it'd be like do's and don'ts for everything. And then, there were fully dressed checks. A girl would sit there with a clipboard and then you would stand in your outfit and be like, what do you think?
For what? For the day's activities?
For the rush, for the days of rush. So each day, that we'd have different girls come over to the house and you'd have fake 5-minute conversations with them. And then you'd pass them off to different girls.
And if they showed up wearing a dress they didn't like?
Not the prospective members. Oh. They also had a dress code, but there was no dress checks for that. But I'm talking about for the people who are already in the sorority, who are running rush. We all had to get our outfits approved. Insane. That's insane.
Absolutely amazing.
Anti-dress codes. Wear what you want.
Anti-dress codes.
But anyways, all this to say, like, if you broke dress code, like in sorority, like it's like based on what they'd be like, well, you can't wear that. Based on what? What facts? So I'm like, this policy is just a very fancy and expensive sorority dress code policy for rush.
1,000%.
With no what counts? What are the rules?
What if I'm going to spin this. What if the Yankees no beards rule and no long hair rule was actually equality? What if women have been policed for so long, like your spaghetti straps got to be 2 finger, blah, blah, for so long that the Yankees being like, you can't have a beard and you can't have long hair and you can have a mustache, but it can't be a weird one, was actually equality? And what if this is just a part of the more conservative movement sweeping America where men are being given freedoms?
Whoa. Interesting take. Maybe you may be onto something there.
Hear me out. What if the Yankees no beard, long hair policy was woke?
Whoa. Asking the tough question. You sound like Stephen A.
It wasn't.
You sound
oh
like
my God.
Stephen A.
It just felt good to try that on. Like what would it feel like to say something?
That was just so random.
Well, That's why you come here.
Oh my God, I'm keeping that in. That was really funny.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. You might be onto something there. But it's funny because I want to know, going back to the original thing that you said about you think all the players and former players went to Hal's office for the meeting. Do you think it was a catered lunch? Who catered it?
Oh.
Do they have sandwiches? Like a little platter of sandwiches?
No, I think it was like they're sitting there. I do think it was a lunchtime, though. You're
For sure.
1,000%.
This is a lunchtime conversation.
It could have been catered, but I also think it's likely that an assistant came in and was like, Mr. Steinbrenner, I'm going to order from Dig In. Can I take your and Derek and Aaron's orders? And they're like,
what do you want?
What do you
I
want?
got to pull up the menu. Oh, the menu's not working on my phone.
He's like, how's the steak there? Is it weird?
Yeah. Has anyone had the quinoa salad?
Yeah, what are the macros on this?
Can you get the dressing on the side?
I do know, though, that on one of these meetings, Aaron Judge, he was consulted about it.
I did see
Yankee
that. Yeah.
star.
Yeah.
And he said, I got drafted when asked publicly about, like, are you going to have hair now or beard, whatever.
Yeah.
He said, I got drafted by this organization. So the very first day I was here, I've been shaving since 2013. This is what I know. This is what I'm used to. I look around the building, look at old photos of the past legends, and people that played here, they all followed that rule. So I just tried to follow on their path.
Okay.
And he, I think, is not going to grow his hair long or have a beard.
That's a bummer because I actually like him with the short hair. I think it works on him, but I would love to see him with a clean, like a tight beard.
little scruff.
Little scrub. He's a handsome guy. I would like to see that. Now, question, not about Aaron Judge, but do you think Juan Soto went to go play for the Mets because he was like, I want to get some facial hair?
Oh,
because we'll see next season.
Juan Soto, who played for the Yankees, is now at the Mets with the largest contract of all time, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what if he was like my main driver was so that I could grow a beard?
Right.
And then right after they change, it's like
and
in
do
a
you think
relationship.
to spite him for leaving, Hal was like, we're changing the policy now. And now he can't backtrack.
Yes.
Goes all the ways
Clearly,
up.
that's the only answer to what happened. This was all to spite Juan Soto.
Correct.
All right, well, we cracked
Quote
that
us on
code.
crack the case. Anyways.
One little anecdote that I really liked is Yankees former or old Yankee player Lou Piniella often pushed back against George Steinbrenner apparently because he pointed out that Jesus had long hair and a beard, and Steinbrenner said, walk across that pond and you can have a beard and long hair.
Which is so good.
Really good.
It's so good.
Yeah,
I love it. I can't wait to see how many Yankees players actually have facial hair next season. I feel like probably not that many.
Honestly, spring training and opening day just got a lot more
Yeah,
interesting.
way more interesting. We're going to be on facial hair watch. Interesting. In football news, you added something to our lovely master topic doc that I was very intrigued by.
Yes.
Buffalo Bills star quarterback Josh Allen allegedly had to rip open a vending machine for Hailee Steinfeld.
Yes.
What?
So the reigning MVP of the NFL put his Superman strength to good use for his fiancée because she had a launch party. And I read about this in her newsletter, Bow Society. I'm a proud subscriber. I think it is one of the more impressive feats to be able to have a newsletter when you are someone in the public eye because of what you do, but also because of what your fiance does, and manage to say absolutely nothing newsworthy. This is the only time that I've read Bow Society and been like, oh, well, that and the Halloween party.
Yeah, the Halloween. Never forget.
The Bills. Yeah.
Never forget.
This was great. I'm like, Hailey, give us more of this.
Yeah.
You're going to get readers.
Right, 100%.
So she had a launch party for her new margarita premixed cocktail or something. Angel margaritas. I don't know.
Bethany Frankel walked with Skinny Girl margaritas so Hailee Steinfeld could run with, I don't know the name of her margarita company, but it's
Amen.
something.
You know
it's
what?
something.
I'm going to do, because I think Hailee Steinfeld has integrity, I'm going to have integrity, and I'm going to say what the name of her thing was.
Pull it up. Pull it up.
It was called Angel Margarita.
Okie dokes.
All right. Anyway, so she says in this newsletter with pictures, she also said she put her phone away, and she was like, which goes against my trying to take more pictures, my New Year's resolution in 2025. But then she has a newsletter full of professionally taken photos.
Right. Well, I guess that's what happens when you are a celebrity and have an event.
Yeah. I'm like, you don't need your phone.
Need it. Yeah, you don't need it.
Anyway.
You don't need it.
She said, a little LOL moment. At one point in the night, the vending machine where these margaritas were got accidentally locked with all the Angel cans inside, and Josh had to physically rip it open. I didn't see this happen, but I followed the loud cheering. I thought someone had fallen in the pool. Crisis averted.
I love this detail.
Really good.
Number one, it shows Josh Allen's a supportive partner to help make sure his fiance's event runs smoothly. But number two, it shows his Hulk-esque strength to rip open a vending machine.
Right?
How do you even do it's metal?
I'm like, yeah, I've tried.
You've tried to rip open a vending machine?
Yes. Are you kidding me? When your chips get stuck?
Well, you shake it.
You shake it. You like try to. I couldn't do it. It's very difficult. Which
I would love to see you attempting to rip open a vending machine.
I would love. I'm
to
elaborating. It was really where you like try to stick your hand up.
The truth comes out.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we've all done. Yeah, you got to go up in there.
Yeah, but you get when you get really frustrated, you're like, oh, I can rip this thing over. And Josh did it.
He did it.
Which shows you, I don't think people always understand the strength of some of these athletes.
No, it's crazy.
The fact that he, I just have a lot of questions. Did he, from the side, was he able to rip, did he rip a hinge? Did he rip a lock? Did he smash the glass?
Yeah.
I would have smashed the glass, but then you got to, wrap a t-shirt around your hand.
I wish he had done that. I wish he had done that.
Rip it. Show us a video, Hailey.
Pics or it didn't happen, but you have
someone has to have a picture of this.
Yeah. Oh, I got to see it.
Anyway,
wow.
So good for Josh.
Wow. My other favorite thing that happened recently with Hailee Steinfeld, because I feel like she's kind of sharing a little bit more about her relationship with him, just talking more publicly associated with the Bills in general. But she was doing an interview with Who What Wear, and in the interview, she was talking about the AFC East and is ripping them a new one.
Oh.
I don't know if you saw this.
Like that vending machine.
And basically, in the interview, she was making fun of all the other teams that aren't the Bills.
Yeah. The video, she was being quizzed about the NFL.
Right.
And it was like, can you name the other teams in the AFC East?
Yes.
And I was like, it just reminded me, I was like, why are we doing this? It reminded me of being at a bar, in my 20s when I was working in sports and someone found out I worked in sports and they'd be like, oh, you work in sports? Prove it. Who's the manager of the Yankees? And I'd be like, what?
Yeah, no, that's
crazy. So this whole so I really liked Hailey's answer because she said they're the Bills and then the Bills' three sons.
Yes. Great answer.
I mean.
Great answer.
Way to subvert the whole thing.
She's like, no, I'm not taking this bait. But also making fun of him.
Or was she wearing Bill's colors in that interview?
I think she was. Interesting. Okay.
Maybe we'll be getting a Hailey tunnel fit walk next season.
Oh, I would love that.
We need the Bills to be in the Super Bowl.
I know, we do. I think everyone needs it.
Everybody needs it.
We need it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love a Taylor Swift spotting, but it would be nice to see some other wags in there.
I don't see the Chiefs getting back there.
I think it's done.
I just sounded like an old man.
I don't see the Chiefs, don't see the Chiefs team getting back.
And you said Travis is going to retire.
I still think he's going to retire.
I'm with you.
I still think it's going to happen.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Anyways.
All right.
We have not spoken about the sport much, but we get a lot of messages asking us to speak about it. And we had to talk about this news in hockey. The Four Nations tournament featuring the best players from the United States, Canada, Finland, and Sweden happened.
Yes.
And it was full of some drama, but more specifically, full of drama between Team USA and Team Canada.
Right. Which makes... So Gary Bettman, the commissioner of the NHL, who everybody hates because everybody hates every commissioner of every league.
Classic.
I guess people hate the NBA commissioner, Adam Silver, a little less, but Gary Bettman gets booed anywhere he goes.
Right.
In hockey circles.
Right.
By fans, I should be clear.
Yeah.
People aren't booing him in meetings. But he eliminated the NHL All-Star and replaced it with this Four Nations tournament, which, if I'm not mistaken, had the best viewership. What was it?
Yes. So the championship game was the most viewed non-NFL game ever on ESPN Plus and was also reported to be the most watched game on U.S. cable since September 2024, excluding NFL and college football games. And it had 9.3 million viewers in the United States and 6.3 million in Canada. That is a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
Yes.
I watched it, and I don't know. I mean, I went through a phase where I watched a lot of hockey, but whatever. It's not about me. What was so interesting about this is, first of all, there was the political aspect, which we can touch on. But I also thought that this being the thing that worked for the NHL with All-Star, it's like everybody talking about, oh, NBA All-Star is broken. It clearly works if you make it USA versus the world.
Correct.
Which is so... It's like the frattiest, broiest thing.
It's the best.
They showed a picture of the greatest bar in Boston because obviously the final of this took place in Boston. And
of
it
course.
was just like every guy that I went to college with, you know, however many years ago, in like Team USA shorts in the middle of winter and
right.
like, you know, the headbands on and be like, USA. And I was just like, well, they certainly tapped into something that worked.
Oh, they for sure did. And I honestly think what it is the same way why people get so deep into the Olympics. Mm-hmm. It's like all of these leagues should just take a page out of the Olympics. People just want to root for their country and just like have competition between countries.
Yeah.
You know?
Nationalism's a hell of a drug.
Hell of a drug. I agree. Yeah. I totally think the NBA should take a page out of the NHL's book and do like Team USA versus Serbia or like rematch.
Oh my God. And
from the Olympics.
It would work.
It would work. It would totally work.
Or just Team USA versus the rest of the world.
Yes.
And because all the best players are now international, Team USA would just get its ass kicked.
It'd be so good. It'd be so good.
It would be so good. Or not. Maybe not.
No, I think it'd be fun. It would at least add some more competition.
Kicked,
and I also think the players would feel more motivated to want to participate because it's like, well, we want Team USA to win or we want our country to win, you know?
National pride. Or it's just like the rest of the world.
Right.
Being like, we're not going to let
these losers.
It is wild, though, because I feel like sports, when they are presented in a nationalist way, which also, like... it's just bizarre that the national anthem plays before every sports game.
Crazy.
Anyway, is usually they try to strip politics out of it. It's like no matter who you are, you can root for the U.S. And this was the most political, like for any right-leaning person who's like keep politics out of sports.
Right.
It's like this was the most because Trump was like shit talking Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, saying that the governor of US's 51st state was welcome to. I mean, like,
it was so dramatic, and to the point where during the Team USA Canada matchup, there were not only 3 fights in the first 9 seconds of the game, but I believe it was during that game, and maybe actually it might have been during the national championship or national championship, the final game.
Right,
it was
whatever.
National.
Oh, come on. Okay.
Rematch between US and Canada. I can't remember exactly which game it was in. That the American fans booed the Canadian national anthem.
And like I think the Canadians had booed the American one. And
yes,
it's like,
I think maybe.
And
that's
it's all about like tariffs because Trump wants to impose like 25. And I'm like the fact that sports is touching on like tariffs.
Like a very not sexy topic.
No. Also, did you know that Canada is like one of Florida's biggest economic drivers because most of their tourists come from Canada? I think
I did not know that.
300,000 people went to Florida last year from Canada.
Wow.
And they also export like a lot of fruit to Canada.
Oh my God, no, I did not know that.
And Trump's sitting there in Mar-a-Lago being like, screw Canada. And Florida's like, wait, sorry, actually.
Oh my God, I
crazy?
didn't know that. Wow, it goes all the way to the top.
It goes all the way to the top.
Whoa. Well, I hope we get some more tournaments like Four Nations and other sports. I think it would be great.
Really fun.
Yeah.
Really fun. Really messed up. Really fun.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Speaking of the NBA, a little bit there, Wemby, star for the San Antonio Spurs, is out for the rest of the season with a blood clot.
Yeah.
Not good. And
I'm so bummed.
It's so sad, and I feel like it has a lot of implications for the rest of the season and the NBA's like who they want to be the star of the league.
And it's in his shoulder, and I don't even know medically, like I don't know, do you just have to wait for a blood clot to I'm not a doctor.
I'm no doctor. I watch a lot of Grey's Anatomy in The Pit, but
do you watch The Pit? Should I watch The Pit?
Oh, it's so good. Except I gotta be honest. It's too much medical.
Too much medical?
Too much medical, guys.
Too much hospital in
the
this
Pit creators, showrunners. Too much medical. That's my review. I hate looking at blood, which maybe that's a bad like why am I watching medical dramas?
No.
But I just kind of close my eyes. So I wish that they just wouldn't show it. They just talk about it. And I'm like, vibes. Yeah, okay, I know I don't need to see you like cutting open the leg.
I feel
so
like
it kind of freaks me out, but I do love that show. It's great.
medical dramas love nothing more than a gash in someone's body, watching someone stitch it up. Because I'm like,
I don't need to see it.
Yeah, same. I did love Grey's Anatomy for a while.
Oh,
really into it.
the early seasons were so good. Remember the woman with the face transplant?
Yes. Oh my God.
And she was
Denny,
pregnant or something. Yes. Denny. Also, you know what? Justice for Katherine Heigl. She got a short hand of the stick on that show. Remember, she was like wasn't she kicked off because they said she was mean?
Yeah.
Or something. And then people were like, was she? I don't know.
We don't know.
I don't really don't you remember that in the media.
In the 2000s when everyone
yes, well, they were like, she
hated
mean.
women even more.
Yeah.
Well, no, they still, sorry.
Anyways.
Silly me.
Silly me.
Anyways. Yes, Meredith.
Justice for Katherine Heigl.
Meredith Pompeo? No, Ellen Pompeo plays Meredith
I
Grey.
mean, she kind of is Meredith.
She is.
She's Meredith.
Yeah.
She's Meredith.
Anyways. Okay, the pit. Anyway.
So he's out for the season. I don't know. I just feel like it's such a bummer for him personally, but I also think it's a bummer for the league because, I mean, you would know this better than me, but Wemby kind of was like the future face of the league in a lot of ways, no?
Yeah, no. I mean, I think the face of the league conversation is so interesting just in the lens of the American versus rest of the world thing, because it feels like because the NBA is an American league, there is a lot of shame right now in American basketball circles because all of these international players keep coming in who are better than most of the American players because a lot of these countries have better development systems.
Right.
Like Giannis Antetokounmpo, Greek. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Canadian. Luka Doncic, Slovenian. Wemby, French. Like these top names, it's like, well, what's going on? So I think that there's a little bit of whether fans or people in the league, it's like, is there an American who, and like, obviously, you have Steph Curry, you have Kevin Durant, but all these guys are getting, James Harden, they're getting older.
Yeah.
So sometimes it feels to me like there's this, like, yes, they want Wemby to be the face of the league, but also that there's this feeling of, is there an American that we could just...
I feel like who they're trying to set up is Anthony Edwards because he was in that Netflix documentary Starting Five, which I'm sure those documentaries, like the NBA is involved in who they kind of put in those documentaries. And then he was also in the Olympics documentary Court of Gold. Right. I mean, he was on the Olympics team, but he's featured in that. So
the Timberwolves are bad this year.
Exactly.
So that's tough. I feel like there's, this sense of like, who gets to be the face of the league?
Who gets to be the face?
And like, I think it should be Victor Wembenyama. I
think so too.
Because he's
the best.
Doing things we haven't seen anyone do.
Yes. And he also, if you look at his off the court decisions he makes, he is in kind of the fashion circles. He's French. He's cool. He plays chess. He has no controversies around him. Like he's just a buttoned up like persona. And I feel like he's the perfect fit for the league. So I hope
that's such a great
you know what I mean? It's like if you look at all the other things, I think he did stuff with LVMH, the fashion conglomerate that owns Louis Vuitton and a bunch of other luxury retailers, that I'm like, he does feel like kind of this cool, elevated person.
Literally.
He's French. Yeah, quite literally.
Very tall.
He also does funny things in San Antonio. Like I just saw a photo. He was at like an antique mall.
Oh, he
just is like a perfect figure for them to have. So I hope that this injury is not like a long-term issue and it's just like a one-time thing.
Same. And he's so tall that I feel like health concerns are something that came up when he came into the league. He's been he has met expectations, which is crazy. You're so right about the lack of controversies. Like he loves Legos.
Like he's just a nerd.
Kevin Durant, when he was asked about Wembanyama being out, because Kevin Durant is famously Victor Wembanyama's, he idolizes him.
Right.
Kevin said, I've never referred to Kevin Durant as Kevin.
It is weird when you think about someone's name, you're like, his name is Kevin.
But KD.
It's Kevin. Just say Kevin.
He said, I'm thinking about Vic. I'm sure the whole basketball world is thinking about it, but somebody like that who has a strong mind, he's going to put his best foot forward. I don't even know Vic well enough, but I can just tell. Go find some more Legos to put together, read some new books, and then when it's time to get back on the court, lock in. Which, to anyone else, would have been an unbelievably rude and like throwing shade thing to say.
Right.
But it is like the utmost respect from Kevin Durant to Victor Wembanyama. Like he famously loves books. He loves Star Wars.
Right.
Didn't he get really into Dune?
That sounds
I don't know.
right. That
He,
sounds
like-
right. Oh yeah, didn't he dress up as
Yeah.
for a game or something? Maybe I'm making this up.
No, it's
whatever.
not- whatever. It's like that vibe for Kevin Durant to be like, look, man, you're going to be great. And also for him to say, I don't know you that well, but I can tell that you're a guy. Have we said this on here where it's like Victor Wembenyama we've talked about a cool jacket. It's like take off your cool jacket. Victor Wembenyama has never worn a cool jacket in his life, and it
never.
makes him so much cooler because of it.
But that's also, I feel like, I mean, if you think about American culture is obsessed and fascinated with France in the same way, France is obsessed with the U.S., whether they want to claim that or not. They are. But think about like the books about parenting, Bringing Up Bébé. It was a famous book about French parenting, French women's style, how to look like the French woman, French makeup, how to look like the French woman.
Red lip.
The French red lip, that Violette makeup artist. If
Yes.
you know, ladies.
Yes.
Or men listening, get your wife some Violette lipstick. They'll think you're
Violette.fr,
very cool.
right?
Yes, you know the one. But that there's always a fascination with like kind of French cool factor. Like, how can we have that? And like, this is the NBA's way of getting like French cool girl style in the NBA.
You're so right. Wembanyama has a, je ne sais quoi, if you will. But like, I don't.
Oui, oui.
Ouais. Yep. Also,
What?
my favorite thing is
What?
when French people say ouais.
What?
Like, it's
What?
like oui is yes.
What?
Ouais is yeah.
What?
What?
I will say my greatest feeling of just pride in myself of feeling like I guess I came across cool enough was, it's happened a couple times in Paris. I've had French people come up to me speaking French, asking for directions.
Stop it.
I don't speak French. I speak Spanish. And I'm like, there is no greater feeling in the world being on the streets of Paris.
I can't even
French people.
imagine. French people.
Could you imagine?
We walk around with like a baguette.
Oh, fabulous feeling.
Some butter.
Anyways,
butter
no
on
better
a
feeling.
baguette.
Nothing better.
Someone-
Sandwich.
Someone once told me I looked like I speak French, but it was another American, so not the same thing.
Well, we'll have to do a sports
Charlotte.
gossip. Oh, whoa,
It's a French name.
that worked. Well,
It's not.
Madeline, I guess, is technically Madeleine.
Madeleine.
Oui, oui.
Ooh.
Oh,
Are
oui,
we
c'est
the
bon.
Frenchest sports podcast?
So French.
that's
I mean, name
ever
another
exist-
sports podcast that's talking about Violette FR lipstick.
Name another. Right.
Name another. You
Oh
can't.
my god! I went to the.
Did you? Oh, whatever. Go ahead.
No,
I was about to talk about French clothes, but that's just
Same.
really going to go off the rails.
I was
There's
going to
this
tell you
button
the
down.
store.
Oh,
What's the button down?
now I'm forgetting the name. Hold on. Wait.
Did you just Google French button down?
Oh, Marie Moreau. Do you know that company?
No.
Oh, I own like 3 of these button downs. I don't know why I forgot the name of the brand.
Is this about
Marie
to
Moreau.
change my life?
It is
And
the
ruin
it
my
is
bank
like
account?
if Frank and Eileen is the most American button down
Yeah.
company, maybe next to like, I don't know, Brooks Brothers or something like that.
Yeah. Or
Marie
this
Moreau is
vintage Ralph Lauren button down
yeah,
I'm wearing.
also great. Not to brag,
Those are my
Marie
husband's.
Moreau is like the chicest French label for button downs. It's cool. Like all the photos are like this woman and she's got like, it's unbuttoned
I'm
slightly
so-
with like cool necklaces and like her clavicle
Yes,
is
yes,
showing.
yes. Oh.
And they have like, they're so good. We should get matching ones. They're so
I
good.
would love that. I'm really embarrassed I didn't know this brand. Do you know
I'm
what I mean?
honestly
do you know, there's-
honored that I knew it and you didn't.
But like, do you know when there's a
Yeah,
brand
and
where
you're
it's
like-
like, this is my brand? Like, I
Right.
should know this.
Let me pull it. Well, I'm honestly embarrassed. I couldn't remember the name. I'm pulling it up for Charlotte for anyone who's
Okay.
listening. But
Shirt
just
Club.
Their main photo is just like a cool girl with like buttons, just like je ne sais quoi. Just
Oh, these are.
I'm just
Oh
so
my god,
chic.
the buffalo check one. Are you
Yes,
kidding me?
and they have all different collar types. Like they're just like chic.
All right. Well, I know what I'm doing
Yeah. So
later
we
this
can talk about
afternoon.
this.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways,
So Victor Wembanyama is the French button down of the NBA.
100%. No questions
Effortlessly
asked.
cool.
Effortlessly cool.
Very good at what he does.
I'm sure he has a Birkin. I mean, he's chic. I want a beat up Birkin a la Mary Kate and Ashley.
Yeah, I also want to own a home, but like
In this
I'm
economy.
a millennial,
and we're
so-
doing this podcast ourselves.
Yeah, so all right, we can dream. There's some more basketball stuff that I wanted to talk about real
Yes.
quick because LeBron James and Luka Doncic, new teammates in Los Angeles,
Yep.
are thriving together.
Ah.
They destroyed the Nuggets the other night.
Incredible.
And I saw a video of Coach JJ Redick. Shout out JJ. I used to see JJ on the street all the time because he lived near here. And running into JJ Redick when he was a podcaster was still exciting. I was like, oh, hey,
Yeah.
JJ. Like, we knew each other. That was cool.
Right.
The fact that he is now the head coach
It's
of the
crazy.
Lakers is and that he was built to coach.
He was built to coach.
Did you see any of the videos of him in the locker room after they beat Denver?
No.
Oh, Madeline, it is so. It's like he feels like the coach from a 90s sports movie, and like Luka's the new kid who came to the high school, and LeBron's like the senior who might graduate, he might stick
in his
around
5th year.
Yeah, exactly. It's not sure, he's doing a PG year, and JJ shows up and he brings them together, and he's like, I didn't sleep since Portland, you exceeded my expectations, I was lying down on the floor visualizing what you could do.
He did not say that.
You exceeded it, and I was ready to run through a damn wall.
Jump off a cliff for him.
What?
Yeah, whatever you need, JJ.
JJ could coach me at anything. It could be like, I'd be like, I've been wanting to take some more watercolor classes, and he could be there being like, you got this sunflowers never look better, and I would just like make the best art I'd ever made.
Oh, I could totally see that. No, he is locked in. That man is locked in as a coach. He has never been more prepared for something in his life than this. Yeah.
And I'm happy for him.
I'm happy for him too.
He also said of LeBron, he's had some amazing quotes lately. JJ was like, LeBron is a billionaire and he comes to work every day and he plays harder than anyone else. He's at practice. He sets the standard. And I'm like, he's got to
do better.
Although
I guess, and maybe, you know what? Then maybe, remember when we were talking about LeBron not playing in the All-Star game? Mm-hmm. And we're like, oh, come on. But maybe, you know what? Cut him some slack. I know last week we were complaining about him, but maybe cut him some slack.
Maybe he's the hardest working billionaire in America.
I mean, probably.
I feel like there are two kinds of billionaires. The ones who are like workaholics.
Yeah.
And the one who like either inherited it or stumbled into it and haven't done a bit of work in their life.
Totally. Oh, well, yeah, for sure.
Hard to be in between.
Hard to be in between. I think there isn't an in between. Anyways.
I just wanted to shout out JJ.
Shout out JJ.
Yeah.
Switching gears to the NFL.
Oh.
I don't know if you saw this, but Philadelphia Eagles star A.J. Brown, who, Super Bowl winner.
Oh, congrats.
What would you do if you won the Super Bowl? This is I need you to think about this before I say what I'm going to say.
Okay, what would I do if I won the Super Bowl? Like, in what sense?
Yeah, that wasn't specific.
What would you do? I would probably go on a long vacation.
Yeah, okay. Would you want to keep any keepsakes from the Super Bowl?
Oh, absolutely. If I got my hands on it, like, I would keep some confetti. If I got a ball. The uniform I would frame.
Well,
I would dry clean and frame.
Funny you should say that. A.J. Brown, his girlfriend, I believe it was his girlfriend, posted that he didn't wash his Super Bowl uniform and bought a life-size mannequin, put it on the mannequin. And if you look at the pants, again, we're not pulling up a photo because don't know how to do that, but it has dirt stains on the pants.
Wait, do you have a link for this?
I don't.
Okay, but don't even show me because
it's literally just like it's like a mannequin that would be at an athletic store. Yeah, it's kind of like a fit mannequin.
Get a buff mannequin.
Yeah, it's like a buff mannequin.
Because it would be really funny if it were like a slim male fashion mannequin and the uniform was just like draped off the shoulder, which, don't get me wrong, would look extremely chic.
That would be amazing, actually, but no.
So did he not wash it?
I'll pull it up. I'm pulling it up. I said I wasn't going to, but I'll pull it up. It is.
Oh, wow.
It's like a buff mannequin, and then there's dirt stains on the pants.
Okay. Yeah.
And
so.
Which is pretty funny. And the caption the copy that the girlfriend put over the Instagram story when she posted it was POV, your boyfriend buys a 6'2" mannequin to put his game-worn Super Bowl uniform on. He indeed did not wash it.
Okay, so several things here. I'm shocked we haven't seen this before.
Well, maybe it's happened.
That's right. Maybe people have done this and we just don't know because they haven't posted about it.
Right.
Secondly, mannequins scare the living daylights.
They're freaky. They're freaky.
If I walked in, so I'm assuming that's in his basement or like
probably. I hope that's not in the entryway of his home.
Oh my God. I would respect it more almost because like imagine you leave, like say you leave your glasses downstairs in the basement and it's nighttime and you've turned the lights off and you're going down to get your glasses and you see a mannequin of yourself out the corner. I would scream bloody murder.
No thanks. No thanks.
Also, the washing thing, I feel like there's maybe a way that you can wash it and keep some of the stains so it doesn't smell bad, but maybe it also just doesn't smell.
Maybe not. Because I wonder also if it's, sometimes they'll change uniforms at halftime. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like the fresh one. Maybe it's like the one from the second half or, something like that. So it's maybe not as stinky as we think it is.
wild.
I hope it's been sprayed with some Febreze at the minimum.
Yeah, some Aesop room spray.
Wait, is it Aesop?
Yeah, they get mad when you say Aesop.
Wait, is that true?
Yeah, the like
News to me.
scent brand,
Aesop
soap brand. What would you call them? Toiletries?
Toiletries.
What do they make? I mean, I
Stuff
know what
that
they make,
smells
but like,
good.
what? How do you? It's like
You know they introduced a new hand lotion scent. It smells so good.
Really?
It's like a lavendery one because I like that scent.
lavender.
It's delicious.
Same.
It smells great.
Yeah, it's Aesop.
Wow.
Blew my mind. You know who told me that?
Who?
Someone at the Aesop store when
Of
I said
course.
Aesop.
Classic.
They're great though. I really like them.
Oh.
There's a one in Brooklyn. Anyway, whatever.
They're fabulous. They're
So-
fabulous.
Okay. Here's another talk about people who do intense things.
Okay.
Mike Vrabel, who is the head coach of the New England Patriots newly, went to a Celtics practice. And Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla, he talked about the importance of brotherhood.
Okay.
So anytime the four people that have these jobs for however long they have it, there's got to be a brotherhood there, Mazzulla said. There's got to be communication and an understanding of we're carrying a responsibility to compete at a high level and bring championships to the city. So we've got to learn from each other and get that perspective. And if anyone else had said this, I'd been like, okay,
Right.
boring quote.
Right.
Because it's Joe Mazzulla, who is the most intense coach. Like, JJ Redick is intense in a way that you're like, wow, cool. I would follow
Yeah.
that man into battle.
Yeah.
Joe Mazzulla is intense in a way that you're like, does he have a sniper on the roof?
100%.
Like, what are we doing?
Different type of intense that I don't want to be a part of.
Right.
You know.
So the fact that he's like, it's a brotherhood. I'm like, oh my God.
It's
this is-
intense. That's intense.
Yeah. We'll
That's
get
intense.
some good crossover content.
Wow.
Because Mike Vrabel is also very intense. He said he cut his dick off to win a Super Bowl.
Oh no.
So like these guys are maybe on the same level, which as a Boston fan means Celtics won a championship.
Right.
Are the Patriots back? Who's to say?
Who's to say? Charlotte's always bringing it full circle to the Patriots.
Just had to toss that out
Classic.
there.
Classic.
All right.
I don't know if you saw this, but Cartier, the brand, threw a Oscar party. This is related to sports.
Okay.
Threw an Oscar party that is a poker game. That was a poker game at Chateau Marmont for Timothy Chalamet, only just to be like, hey, we're celebrating you because you've been nominated for an Oscar.
That sounded like a Mad Lib.
Sounded like a Mad Lib. It happened. Saw all the photos. And in the photos, I'm scrolling through them. It was kind of a random mix of celebrities.
Okay.
It was Tobey Maguire, famous fan of poker. If you remember
he?
the early aughts with Leonardo DiCaprio and all those other people. I'm now
Kirsten
forgetting their
Dunst.
names. And Timothy Chalamet is playing poker. I'm looking through the photos. Who is at this event?
Who?
Well, Kylie Jenner's there.
Well, obviously.
Okay.
They're
Timothy
dating.
Chalamet's girlfriend. Superstar agent Rich Paul was there, which is
LeBron James's agent.
yes, and Adele's
boyfriend,
boyfriend, husband, whatever they are. I don't know.
Wow.
Yes, he was there. And at first I was like, this makes no sense. But actually thinking about it more, Timmy is such a huge sports fan. Do you think he was like nerding out and was like, I want Rich Paul here?
1,000%.
Like that man is locked into sports, as we saw with the college football picks he had, never forget.
And with him in an acceptance speech for Best Actors, name dropping Michael Jordan and Michael Phelps.
Correct.
Also, just the fact that he chose Michael Phelps, the swimmer. Like, there's Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, like
Right.
of the sort of mainstream male sports in America, and then Michael Phelps.
Yep.
Obviously, the greatest swimmer of all time.
Right.
Not necessarily where my head would go.
Not
and
mine
I
either.
love that that's what Timmy went with.
100%. You know, Michael Phelps' publicist was overjoyed,
Thrilled.
when he got that shout out for free.
Timmy wore a bolo tie to the SAG Awards.
Yes.
That bolo tie was a Cartier bolo tie.
It all
Didn't
connects
even
back.
know they made those.
Wow. I'm sure it was just for him.
You're 1,000% right. He
Like-
was like, they were like, who do you want to be there? And he was like, Rich Paul.
Like Rich Paul, because it just seemed like such a random group. It's like Nathan Fielder, Tobey Maguire,
Nathan Fielder was there?
yes, Kylie Jenner, and Rich Paul. What a random group of people.
I feel like that is such an LA. I feel like the
So LA.
Kardashian, Jenner, Rich Paul universe is
Yeah.
quite similar.
Totally.
So maybe that's how.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
know?
Okay. Like Calabasas-y energy. I don't know if
Yeah.
Adele lives in Calabasas, but I feel like she
I
might.
feel like she does.
Yeah. Okay. I could see
You
that.
know?
Interesting.
Rich.
Paul.
Rich.
I wonder who won the game. I don't know.
Rich could be richer
Yeah.
from that poker game.
Anyways.
Anyway, great
Yeah.
stuff. Thank you for that.
You're
Needed
so
that
welcome.
visual. Nathan Fielder and Timmy Chalamet in the same place is also just funny to me.
I love it. I love it.
Kylie Jenner.
Well, whatever. Love is love.
Love is love.
Love is love.
All right. Well, I think that's all we've got
Yeah.
today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.
Yeah. Thank you for liking, subscribing, rating, and reviewing.
It really means a lot.
Means a lot.
And we'll catch you
Catch you next time.
on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip.
Okay,
bye.